All right, again, give Kellan some love for being brave and for being the one who's going to help everybody in here get better at sales by receiving feedback. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull the script up here in front of me. Share sound, share screen. Okay, can everybody see the script? Give me some thumbs up for everybody who's got your videos on. All you beautiful faces. Yeah, cool. Alrighty. Now the next step we're going to test is, can we guys hear my sound here? You guys hear it? Okay, so Kellan, this was somebody who called in. Oh, you're on mute. You can keep
Yeah,
yourself unmuted.
it was someone that called in from Google.
Okay, cool. So I think one simple thing in your personality, you're very Keel. Like you and I have we're very much the same, like very like mellow personalities. You'll need to train yourself a little bit to have a look like to like, hey, like more inviting on that opening conversation, especially for someone like this. She's already like she's a low person too. If you have two low people, then all of a sudden the conversation gets really low. So like bringing her up just a little bit. So
I love it.
okay, hold on. There we go. Sorry. So when you're doing this call, like give me your typical sales environment. Like, are you standing? Are you sitting? Are you in front of the camera? Are you looking at the script? Like,
there's no sound, Logan.
Yeah, I was just about to say that as well.
you guys didn't hear the call at all?
No.
Heck, I thought you guys said you guys could hear the call.
I know.
Okay. Share sound. Screen one.
Sacramento 5-star cleaning. This is Kellan. Can I help
Can you
you?
guys hear it all now?
Yes, hi. I'm
Okay.
seeking information. I wanted.
You guys can't hear the call. Yes. Okay. Because last time, hey, I asked last time, you guys said yes, and you guys couldn't hear it. So for sure, you guys can hear the call. I'm playing it. You guys can hear it.
Do deep cleaning, and how much is it?
Sure. I'd love to help you get a quote for deep cleaning.
Okay, so before we get into this again, tell me what your environment is. Are you standing? Are you sitting? Are you always in the same place? Are you in the car? Like, what is your normal sales environment?
My normal sales environment varies depending on the day, but it's like either I'm at home with the script in front of me is very rare. Usually I'm outside at a cafe, in the car. Yeah, I'm on the move, essentially.
Yeah. So ideally, ideally, the less variables that we adjust, the more consistent we're going to have. So if given the opportunity to create consistency, always create consistency, always try to do things in the exact same way as possible, because then it eliminates us trying to wonder, well, was it because I didn't have the script for me? Was it because I was at the cafe? Was it too loud there? Was I distracted? Like, as a general rule of thumb, consistency is very important, especially when it comes to like being in a sales environment. Okay.
Let me get my calculator out. And so as we get started on this call, this is going to be about you, your home, and how our services can help you in getting your home deep cleaned. Could you give me like a 30-second background on who you are your name, and maybe just anything that comes up about you, where you're originally from, where you're located now.
Oh, okay. Hi. My name is Sharon.
Okay. Did you guys hear that? So the lady, excuse me, Sharon, she opened the conversation. She just wanted a price. She wanted to know deep cleaning. And Kellan did a great job actually of taking back control of the conversation. It's like, yeah, girl, I know you called me about deep cleaning, but let me retake control of this conversation, regain the frame, and give me a little background on who you are, right? Because we need to know, we want to know who they are, but we also want to be able to, for us to be able to solve their problem. Okay. And so if I'm going to give you guys a couple things like nuggets to really sit on right now, is that our number one goal is to figure out what their problem is. If we can figure out what their true problem is, then, and as long as our service can actually deliver on that, then we should have a customer, because they have a problem that they just like, they were vulnerable to share what the real problem is. And so how we are able to get to real problems is we start to develop a little bit of rapport by asking them about themselves, like actually caring about the person. So number one, care about the person. The whole point of the conversation is to serve this person, not prospect, not client. They're a human being. Serve the person by listening. It's like, okay, Sharon, like, what's your problem here today? Like, why are you calling me? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Why are you calling? How I want to help you. I am into business to serve. That's what businesses do. We serve people. Okay. So that's why we redirect this conversation from tell me the price, I want to deep clean, to like, I want to know about you. Right. So a little bit of feedback I would give you, Kellan, on doing that is make it more concise. Just like, hey, like, I'm just curious. I want a little bit more about you, Sharon. Why are you calling me today? And maybe just give her one question rather than like you kind of keep rambling just a little bit. Like, it's fine. But what about you? Like, why are you calling me today? Something like that. Whatever feels authentic to you, because it's more important that's authentic than anything else. But right now we redirected the conversation. Now she's taking directions from us, which is great.
Watts. I live in North Metropolis. I have a 4-bedroom home, about 2,100 square feet. I'm originally from Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Ooh, been there before.
Lived out here forever. I got 3 daughters. They're all grown. I worked for the state for 40 years.
Yeah, so these are all signs right now. This is a good conversation. It's like she's starting to tell us about herself. She wants rapport. She wants to like, you can tell like this is probably a good client. Like so far, like she's putting out good flags for us, green flags.
But I'm retired now.
Congratulations.
I'm single.
Ready to mingle.
I'm a nice person. Fun.
I love it. I love that. I don't think enough people say that about themselves these days.
Really, I'm a nice person. I've got 6 postgraduate degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready for knee surgery. All right, how's that?
Well,
okay, and then Kellan, you're probably gonna pick up on that. She's like, okay, maybe this is why she wants cleaning, right? Maybe. We'll see.
It's just great, and I so appreciate you elaborating. Most folks, when I ask that question, say, wait a second, I just called for a cleaning quote. Why are we talking about me?
Okay, so this is great. So this is very similar. We have a conversation with Gabe. So if you guys weren't on the call last week, go into the masterclass, listen to Gabe's call review. So when like sometimes like we want the client to know more about us, and like when we're thinking like in this situation, it's like, yes, that is true. But she doesn't care. It doesn't help her. Right? It's like she doesn't know that most people don't care about that. She's like I just appreciate you sharing that. Thank you so much, Jerron. Like that's where that conversation can end. So like you confirm her, but she doesn't need to know that most people don't do that, right? Unless there's like a strategic reason that you're doing to make her feel good. But outside of that, that's one of those instances where like we want to tell people things that don't necessarily move the conversation forward. But small thing, nuance, not going to change the whether you close with somebody or not.
But as you got to your knee surgery, I wonder if that is part of the reason for the call today.
Yeah. So I would ask that more as a question. Oh, you're getting your knee surgery. Like, yeah. great question.
Well, kind of. What is your name?
My name is Kellan, like Ellen with a K.
Oh, that's my son-in-law's name.
No
Kellan.
kidding.
Okay. No kidding. His name is Kellan. Anyway,
He must be pretty.
I've had 2 hip replacements already, and
Okay.
this is the knee surgery in the last 3 years. So that's why I haven't really had a chance to clean my house, and it's starting to look really, really funny to me. I don't like it. I'm meticulous about my surroundings, and since I haven't been able to like clean the baseboards or clean up, it's just bugging the heck out of me. So my sister who lives in San Francisco, she says, "Well, Ronnie, why don't you just hire somebody to come in and do it?" I said, "There won't be anybody coming in like clean the refrigerator, clean the oven, or clean the tops of the ceiling fans, or clean the tops of the curtains. I can't get up there to do that kind of stuff. Clean the windows.
Yes.
It's ugly in here."
I understand.
Okay, this is great. So not all the conversations might be this easy to get the pain out, but Kellan, are you writing this stuff down right now? Some of the stuff that she's saying? Yeah, cool. Yeah, she's telling you her problems, which is amazing. So sometimes you got to work for this. Sometimes they'll give it to you. Either way, like this is what you're going for, guys. Like we're looking for the reason why they're calling. We're looking for the pain.
Ask for deep cleaning first. I mean, my house is really nice, but I'm picky,
Yes.
But I haven't had a chance to do the stuff that I like to do.
Yeah.
So that's my story, Kelly.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for it. Okay, so you gave me some of the information that I'm about to ask you in your introduction to who you are. So it may be a repeat, but it'll help me cement it in my mind as we go through this process.
Yeah, so kind of very similar. Just ask the question. You don't got to tell her why you're going to ask the question. Just like, cool, ask the question.
You said your home was how many square feet?
Okay, so we're getting ready to go in here, so you guys can see this. If you guys look at the script here, you guys can see we're getting ready to go through here, getting more on the specifics. So we got some pain. So based on the lady's motivation and the fact that she gave you some pain, like you probably could just keep going through this conversation, and most likely you could probably close her. Most people like this, you could probably close. I'd rather increase our probabilities, and also if I'm doing sales, not only to do it myself, but then also to teach the skill set, I want something that's repeatable. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to always ask more questions. I'm always going to go deeper. I'm going to make sure that there's not only pain there, but we're going to like push on it a little bit more. So she told us all the pain points. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to relay those back to her. So she's going to state the problem, and then you're going to label her with this problem. So you can still tell that she's distancing herself from the pain by laughing at it. If you guys caught that, she kind of like laughs a little bit. So laughing is just a little bit of uncomfortability. It's like, I'm not quite comfortable with this. I know I should be doing something different, but I haven't done anything different yet. Right? Like, this is so funny. Like, I have lung cancer, but I'm still smoking cigarettes. Haha. Right? And so like, we want to make that so it's not funny anymore. It's like, okay, it's wrong. Like, tell me about this. Like, you say that your baseboard's dirty. You say that you have a beautiful home, but like you're just like, it's disgusting. I can't remember quite exactly what she said. Like, how long has this been going on for? Has this been a day? Has this been a year? Has this been a week? Like, now we're trying to amplify the pain. Right. So when we really amplify the pain, like we want to get this to a place is like, oh my gosh, so this has been going on for a year. Now you're having 2 surgeries going on. Like, so what's been the breaking point? Right. And maybe she told us a little bit that she's like, the surgeries are coming up, but again, get her to restate it again. And then you label it with her. Okay, so these are your pain points. This is your problem. Does that sound right? Yes. Now she's accepted it. Now she's said it. Now she's accepted it. Now she's like, okay, I can't run away from this. I'm a person of integrity. Most people are, right? And now we have the starting place. Now we have the pain. Now we know where we're working from. Okay, cool. Now let me get some more numbers so I can see how we're going to be able to solve your problem today. That's basically what your mindset is after you've established the pain, amplified the pain, and labeled them with the pain. That's write it down, guys, right there. Okay, like write that down so you understand that. And then once you have those things, then we're able to move on to the next section, which is the logistics. How we're going to solve this problem now. Okay.
2100.
2100. Okay, great. I thought I remembered it was above 2000. And how many bedrooms and bathrooms?
Actually, it's 4 bedrooms.
Okay.
But this is another little funny story, Kellan.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter lives with me. She's got the biggest bedroom in the house, but she's
Wow.
also an artist, and she's got paint stuff everywhere in that bedroom. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna have you guys go in there. You know,
Okay.
that's her spot. So actually, I've got 3 bedrooms that you guys could clean, and 2 baths.
Super. So we'd just be looking to clean a portion of the home, not in its entirety, but really just minus 1 bedroom.
Yeah, minus 1 bedroom. Because
Okay.
there's no, I wouldn't allow y'all to go in there without a whip and a chair. You know?
I'm sure we could handle it, but that is totally your preference, which works for us. So I'll just deduct that from your square footage so that the quote is correct.
Okay, so one thing that I saw in the comments here from Anna, that she says that amplifying their pain is so hard for me, I cringe. And so again, it's, if you're focused on you, then yes. If it's about you, I understand why you're cringing. But if you are focused on the client, then what is there to cringe about? If I do not know your problem, how can I help you? The more vulnerable you, the client, can be with me, the more I can actually know what your problem is. I'm like, yes, I can actually solve that. But if you tell me that my house is okay, you know, I kind of want the bathrooms clean, but really you're like super embarrassed by your kitchen, and you're like, never tell me about it, and you like only give me an hour, I'm gonna clean your bathroom at your kitchen. I'm not actually solving your problem. So it's important for you to amplify their pain. Just the amplification of the pain is also just to always get down to like what their problem is. The more you can understand, then you can communicate how you're going to solve their problem. And that's what sales is. Okay.
So that's really great to know. And then is it just you and your daughter, or does anyone else or any pets live in the home?
I got 2 little dogs,
2 doggies.
2 little protectors, and then my daughter.
Super. And what percentage of your home has carpet? You can just give me an estimate.
About 90%.
Okay, it's mostly carpet. That's great. And on a scale of 1 to 10, you were describing to me some of the elements that you haven't been able to get to that are starting to bug you, like the baseboards, the ceiling fans,
Nice.
maybe on tops of the cabinets or the inside of the refrigerator. But where on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being spotless and 10 being super dirty, how clean would you say or clean or dirty would you say your home currently is?
Great way to segue her pain back in there.
Well, everybody else say it's beautiful. So, I mean, you know, they're saying, oh, Sharon, you got a beautiful. They're
Sharon, I ain't here to make everybody else happy. I'm here to make you happy. You tell me the truth, okay, girl? You tell me the truth. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 is dirty, 1 is spotless. Where is it, girl? I want to be able to help you here. Right? That's why you're doing this.
frankly about an 8 or 9. But see, I'm picky, Kellan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really picky about my stuff.
Good, me too. Me too. I want to make sure I serve you. That's why I'm asking you these really picky questions. Okay.
So I'm thinking, you know, I'm laying in this bed and I'm looking at cobwebs and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to move. So I'm thinking, on an average,
Cobweb should give you another one, right? So like, so these are things that if we just sort of kept on asking, like, what else? What else? What else is your problems? What else are you seeing? Right? Like, she's giving us stuff, but we can do a better job of asking. So yes, so Kellan, back to what you said in your chat, is like most people, they require digging. Yes, and that's why they require you to ask more questions, more directed questions, more. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, good. That's probably a good question, right? That's a good sign. If you feel a little uncomfortable asking it, it's probably a good question to ask.
about an 8. It's
8.
kept up. Yeah,
Wonderful.
I'm just picky.
No, that's great. And so going back to what you said, the things that are starting to add up, this may be repetitive, but just trying to get all the information I can. What things in your...
Do you hear that now, Kellan? What I talked about in the beginning is like, you don't have to tell her why you're asking questions, like just ask the question. Like, your confidence will come from just going through the present, like just going through, okay, cool. ask again, right? Like we need to be reminded more than we be taught. That's always like a fundamental belief that I have anyways, that I want people to hear me. So if I have to say something 3 or 4 or 5 times, that's more valuable than me saying it one time and assuming they heard me. Like that actually makes an asset of both you and me, right? So it's like, I'm gonna ask you again. Cool. Like, don't make it into a big deal.
Your home bother you? Like anything, the things you listed before that you don't have time to clean, but is there anything else that's bugging you?
It's not the fact that I don't have time to clean it. I just
right.
can't physically do it.
Yes, getting up and doing those things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first one is the oven. That's my main concern. It's never been cleaned. Like, since I've had this problem.
Tell me again, what was the word? What did you say? The oven?
My oven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that.
That's probably my biggest thing.
Okay.
Yeah. This is really good. So a lot of times as salespeople, we want to solve their problem right there on the phone. We don't actually want to solve their problem right there, right? Again, if anything, we want to continue to like let them sit in the pain. Be okay with it. What about that oven? Again, it's also helpful for you to tell your cleaners what she means by fixing the oven. Because to me, I have no idea what that means. Like the outside of the oven, the inside of the oven, like doesn't it have like an automatic cleaner? I don't know these things. Like, what do you mean? What about the oven bugs you? So not only can you give directions to your cleaners on what exactly would be a end goal for the oven, being one example, and also for her to be able to establish like how dirty it actually, like what level of pain she is by seeing the oven, and then also like what is the dream outcome, rather than like, oh, we can do that. Okay, nuance thing, but let her sit in the pain a little bit more.
Because I haven't touched that. I can possibly clean my own refrigerator. I don't know. I haven't been in there for a while. But like in the cabinets and stuff, I haven't done anything in those cabinets. And I had Coy to come out and clean the surfaces in the kitchen a couple months back. So, I'm trying to keep things up. But and you asked, I want the rugs to be vacuumed, but as soon as I finish this surgery, I'm taking those things up. We'll put flooring in here.
Great.
So, basically the walls, the baseboards, stuff I haven't done.
Yeah. So this would also add a timeline to it. Like, how long has it been since you've done any of these things? And just a way to have some sort of general idea too of like how dirty the house is when you're getting ready to do an estimate. It's like years, or I just had a cleaner in about a month ago, so it just gives you an idea of how long it's also going to take. So both kill two birds.
I try to keep the bathrooms up, but the bathrooms, the kitchen, that kind of stuff. The rest of the place is like basically.
Yeah. So Kellan, back to what you said right there on that, is that the only reason people buy is to solve the problem. So if you solve the problem before they accept to give you money, then the chances of them not giving you money is much higher. But if you actually just let them sit in it, like, I still need to solve this problem. It's like, I like you. Like, can you solve my problem? Sure, I can.
Just dust and vacuum.
Yeah.
Got to vacuum the furniture because my little dog's got a little pet hair on it. I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes get that off my furniture.
That
is
kind
of stuff. Yeah, it's that kind of stuff. There's no clutter. Let's talk about my daughter's room, which is, like I said, it's an art studio. She got paintings and canvases and paints and brushes and she got stuff in there. She's creative, okay? We just shut that door and leave her in here.
Yeah.
But
I love that.
It's the largest room in the house, too.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing.
But other than that, and then I have one room that it's kind of like a storage room. It's not. I just put like beddings, and it's got a bed in there and stuff like that. But it's not really, nobody's in there, kind of thing, Then I have a guest room that's really nice. The guest room is really nice. Nothing wrong with the guest room. So that's probably the best room in the house because nobody's in it.
Yeah.
Other than that, we just it's a basic house.
So would you want us to clean the storage room, or like just go in and dust and vacuum, do that sort of thing?
For which storage room? In there, in well, yeah, you could, just do light stuff in there, because I noticed that the other day that there was some stuff on the windowsill,
Yeah.
and I just haven't been in there to clean it, like the blinds in the windowsill. But that, like I said, those two rooms are pretty okay. It's just basically the rooms that we use all the time. The front room, I got and kitchen. And there's a little dining room on the side over there. And then the 2 hallways, my room, and the 2 bathrooms, and that's it.
Okay. Great. So
and
the last, tell me.
I want to ask you guys something else too. Because my sister said get somebody to do deep cleaning, but also ask them if they can come back like once a month.
Absolutely. Yep.
Not to do the deep cleaning.
Oh, we don't do that. Bye.
But just to keep it up.
Yes, we would love to do that. So that
we hate money. We hate recurring services.
That brings me to my last question, which is, what exactly are you looking for with our services? What's your goal? And what I am hearing from you is that you would love to get your home back to a baseline from an 8 down to a 2 or a 1 with this deep clean. This is what we call an initial clean, and then we would be coming back monthly. Go ahead.
I got that mixed up. You said down to 8 to a 1. I meant 10 being the highest.
Oh, I'm so happy we covered that.
Beautiful.
Okay, so really, you were actually talking about your home being more like a 2 or a 3, closer to spotless than dirty.
I mean, people are coming out here taking pictures of my home.
Beautiful. Okay, I did hear that was, you were saying kind of like 2 different things, but when you also said I'm picky, like I'm picky and meticulous. So I thought when you rated it as an 8, that you were saying like, for my standards, it is very dirty, but for other people's standards, it is not that dirty.
No,
so
no.
Okay, so where would you rate it, knowing now like what we just uncovered?
Good question.
I give it a 3.
A 3.
It's a 3. If 0 and 1 is the best,
beautiful.
I say about 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then on these, anytime anyone asks, anybody like has a low rating, I would always just ask, when's the last time you had any sort of professional cleaning? Just have it. Don't always 100% just say like trust exactly. Like ask more questions.
Really nothing wrong with my home.
Okay, so let's get into it, because we offer 2 different types of initial cleaning.
So you started to ask a question, but she threw you off because she said, okay, no, I misunderstood the question about the rating, and so you asked the question of like, what is your dream outcome, and she never answered that, and so you skipped that, right? And so even the way you asked it, you weren't quite sure on exactly what you're looking for from that question. So I think how you, based on this conversation, is like restate what you've heard from her. You did that. You actually did it backwards. You asked the question, then you restate it. Restate first. So here's what I'm here is that you're looking for. Now tell me, what is a dream outcome that you're looking for after we come clean your home? Like what happens? And then just shut up and let her like explain what her dream outcome is. Okay.
The first one is like a deep clean, which means it's a whole home dusting. But it's a wet dusting.
Oops, sorry.
Everything gets hand wiped, everything up high, all the way down low. All the floors get vacuumed and mopped. We get into the nooks and crannies. And it's a once over everything you can think of in the bathroom, and once over everything on the outside of the kitchen. If you wanted to add the refrigerator and the oven, we could do that for you, and we could do a deal on that for you. I think the fridge is, I have to look back at my notes. I think they're about $40 each to add them on, but we could do a package for you on them. And then additionally, we get the inside of your microwave. Anything that in the home that needs a second or third round of scrubbing, like hard water in the bathroom, soap scum, or food that's baked or burnt on, like think of like the oven door, or anything that you just might not even have seen over the course of time. We get all of that taken care of. Does that sound like what you're looking for with the deep clean?
That's exactly what you guys are going to get the curtains and things, right?
Yes, the curtains. We vacuum the furniture. Yes.
Okay.
The things that we don't include in this cleaning are things like.
Wouldn't say that. Just leave it. Just cool. That's what you're looking for. Don't put negative things in there. Like unless she asks about it, I wouldn't.
Dishes, laundry, the window filled, but
Yeah, the reason why we don't do these things, like if she would have brought it up, you say we don't do those things, but we can for additional charge, but to bring it up unprompted, like it's not helping our case. Okay.
not the windows themselves. The windows are an add-on. Trying to think of anything else that we don't do, but it's basically getting everything really well done.
Yeah. Well, add on the windows because I need somebody to do my windows. They haven't been done, and add on the windows.
Yeah. So by doing that now we're bringing up another thing that we actually can't solve, and we're almost distracting. Like, no, we'll talk about windows later. Like, leave windows alone. We're just cleaning your house first. Let's just do this first, and then let's talk about other things. So that's why bringing up. It's almost like a word problem that we had when we were kids, where your teacher was like, okay, just let's erase all the things that don't that are like erroneous information to what the question is being asked. Like, that's kind of what we're trying to not do, is like add additional sentences to the very last question is like, can we clean your home? Like all the information that doesn't get us closer to being for the client to be able to answer that question, like we want to eliminate. Just make it really clear and concise.
We got to get this done, Kellan.
Super. No, that's great.
Get this done. Let's go.
Know that. And what we do is we add them each window, so it's $7 a window. So I don't expect you to go and count all your windows right now, but if you decide to get on the schedule today, which we'll talk about after I give you a quote, we could.
Good. Setting the frame, set expectation. That's really good because you're getting ready to come. You're getting ready to come back into the price. You're taking back control of the conversation, which is good.
We could estimate it and just put a placeholder there. And then after we get you on the schedule, we don't invoice you until after the service is complete. So we could always add it after you're scheduled, after your book.
That sound fair? Again, like make sure that you don't just stop. Does that sound fair? Does that make sense? Something. So it's like a trial close.
Okay.
I'm sorry, there's a garbage truck going by. It's almost back.
Oh, I understand.
Okay, so for your square footage in your home minus your daughter's room, and for the level of clean that you're hoping to achieve for what's already there, it would be $699.65 for the deep clean. That's not including the oven and the refrigerator or the windows, which I can add now and give you an updated price for.
Okay, so the way you delivered that was really good. James, I don't know if it's on. Will you drop the link for the calculator in the chat? So I saw Michelle ask about the calculator. So Kellan's using the calculator, and if you drop in the chat, I'll pull it up here on mine as well. But that's what she's using, and so you did a great job. So last week we talked about on Gabe's call that he was kind of like stalling through it, and you were on the money, Kellan. So great job. You've obviously practiced this section of it, so I can tell people who have practiced this section of the script where they're taking in information, they're writing it down so they actually have a quote that they can deliver with confidence rather than like, well, let me see here, let me have these long awkward pauses, right? So if any of you guys do, it should be on the links sheet, James, I believe, or it's inside the masterclass as well under sales, the initial clean calculator. But Kellan did a great job of delivering it with confidence. So one thing, if you guys are struggling with this, is that if you're typing it in while you're getting ready to deliver it, like, okay, so I just want to confirm your information is right. So I have your home down at 2,100 square feet, but with minus 2 bedrooms. So that's going to be, I'm going to put you about 1,700 square feet. You have 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, and you said that you're 90% carpet, and I can't remember if they had any pets or not, and their pain points are this, this, and this. Is that all right? And so you're reconfirming the problem right before you're to do the pitch anyway. So it's like, remember, this is your problem. This is your problem, and we're going to solve it with this much money. That's essentially what you're doing. But also, you're also using it as an opportunity to like make sure that your information is correct, and you're putting it into your calculator at the same time. Or if you did before, that's fine. But any of you guys who struggle with this piece specifically, that's how you can do it. Is you can use it as a confirmation. They say, yes, I agree, or no, here it is. Okay, cool. So based on that information, your quote's going to be $699.95. And I would leave it there. I wouldn't say that doesn't include, again, like it doesn't include is not, it's not helping us. It's not moving us towards the sale. It's like 699.95. That's not about what you're looking for. Whatever the if we scroll down here, guys, again, scroll down. Here's our closes right here. So again, these are 5 that I put on here. It's more important that it's authentic to you, but you're just trying to get a heat test. All it is just a heat test. That sounds like we're on the same page. That makes sense to you. It's not, are you ready to give me money yet? Like if they say yes, cool. If it's no, that's cool too, right? It's more of a heat test of kind of where they're at.
Okay.
Okay, so James, thank you for getting the calculator. So if you guys haven't seen this, so there's a whole training on how to use this, but it's based in here. We have her square footage. So Kellan, you can probably walk us through exactly how you did this, but the home was, how did you do this using this?
Yeah, I think it was 2,100 square feet. We're looking at an initial cleaning, and when I subtracted the daughter's room, I was just saying it was a 9 by 12 room. Like I think I subtracted like 150 or 200 square feet.
I see.
And then I put her at a 1, even though she had so many pain points. She rated her home super clean, and so it came out as still in the 1 tier range. So it was 699.65.
Yeah, so if you guys can see that, it's right here, right? This is where we're looking at right here. So again, if you guys don't have access to this calculator, it's inside there, and there's our tier system right here. So this is the tier system that she was talking about. We use all those questions that are inside the script: how many humans, how many pets, pain points, fair percentage, and then based on what tier they're in, we put her in a tier 1, and her square footage was in between 1750, 1999, and so you saw the quote was 699.65. Okay, and that's based on 35 cents a square foot. And so again, you guys, this is a foundation. If you guys want to charge more, by all means, charge more money. Okay, you just bump everything up. Or if you want to charge less, I don't recommend that. But if you do want to charge less, then you just adjust these numbers. Okay, but the way that Kellan delivered that is so important. Like it was with confidence, right? It's like 699.95 or 65, excuse me. Like that's an actual number. It's not like it's around $700. Oh, it's gonna be about 750. Like as a consumer, I hate that. Like it's like this girl's just making shit up, right? 699.65 shows that there was some effort put in before to get to this price. That there was some homework that was done. There's something to that. There's a reason, not just that Kellan feels like charging more money today. Like there's inherent more trust with a whole number rather than it's about $700. Does that make sense, guys? Even if the price now there's a price have flexibility. Like when you get in there, and it's totally different. Like it has flexibility, which we talked about in the script. But when you give them that first thing, like there's more trust when you give them an actual number. Okay, so grab that calculator if you guys don't have it.
I was expecting it to be $700 or almost $1,000 to get this done.
Yeah, tell me did you have something?
Did she say that she wasn't expecting that to be 1,000? Yeah. Okay.
In mind that would work for you better?
Well, I was thinking around $500 or $600. I figured that take.
Okay, cool. So I think the concept which you asked the question is to open up the conversation, the dialogue, and kind of why were you thinking that rather than like instead of like trying to stick to a number. Okay, great. Like what had you thinking it was gonna be about $500 or $600? Like was it private service, which was just an arbitrary number? Like you want to again get back to the curiosity of just like, oh, how come you thought that in the most curious way, not the like, how come you thought that? Yeah, same words, different inflection, different meaning behind it. Oh, interesting, curious. What had you thinking that it was gonna be about $500 or $600? And then just listen.
Because my house is not dirty. It just needs to be, just taken care of. I haven't been able to do it, but it's not cluttered. It's not dirty. I live around the lake. I've got a beautiful home.
Oh, I love it. I want to see it now. You talked it up. Okay, so let's look at our second option for the.
Okay, cool. So we don't want to downsell right away. The reason why is because actually when we downsell right away, it actually makes us seem very salesy. In all transparency, like just like we're actually just anchoring them. Like that is not actually our intention. our goal is not to anchor them. We actually want to deliver the best possible service we possibly can. Okay, so charging them more money is more valuable than charging them less money. Okay, so when she says I was thinking about $500 or $600, I live around, I have a nice home. An option for a response would have been, I, you know, I love that your home is so nice, and that's the reason why that I have to quote it in the way it is, because you have a nice home. It's a big home. And I just want to make sure that our cleaners have enough time to do an amazing job to make sure that if we get in there, we do it right. Right. And so when I said that it's 665, this is our deep clean, right? This is not a maintenance clean. So there's probably a good chance you've maybe had a maintenance clean before, or someone's talked about their maintenance prices. Like our maintenance prices are definitely less, or our general clean prices, whatever your terminology is for your second clean. So you actually can start to like introduce this somewhat. But our deep cleans, the reason why it's more expensive, probably the more you're thinking of, is because we spend a lot of time in your home. We want to make sure that we do a great job. And so when we do come back, what you asked about in a month, then that price is going to be significantly less. Does that make sense, Sharon? Oh, okay, cool, right? Because this lady does not have an actual budget issue. She just has an expectation issue. This girl is not hurting for money. She's got a beautiful home. She's already said that. It's not an actual money issue. It's just she doesn't understand the value. So that's our job to educate her, right?
Initial cleaning, because with the addition of the refrigerator, oven, and the windows, it would give us. Let me explain the second option for the initial cleaning, because it might. You heard the deep clean option, but let me give you this one and see if it resonates with you just as well as the first, because it would be dedicating less time to the dusting and the baseboards, still getting them done, but just not having when we.
Yeah, and Renee, one thing that goes with competitive area, like competitive areas are great. It means that there's lots of demand for it, and so also understand that not every single person is your customer. Totally fine. Like I actually want the person who buys based on value, not on the cheapest price, not on like I just want a body to come through. And so it's okay to be it's okay to hear no. It's okay to not be able to serve somebody. Like that is okay too, right? If you're going to charge a premium price, well then you must also like deliver a premium service. And that's what I'm trying to teach everybody in here, to believe in themselves, and to also like if you're not charging a premium service, you're not doing like, then do better, then do more, right? Because there's an abundant opportunity to go up. You can't go less than zero. So if you want to get creative, you can find creative ways to get to zero, and you will literally be broke, guaranteed. Or if you get creative on ways of how to be abundant and say, how do I charge more? How do I do more? How do I add more value? Well, that's how you get rich and get wealthy and to serve a lot of people, because you're focused on solutions, not on problems. So that was for Renee.
Talk about a deep clean and the time it takes to go over the walls and the baseboards. I'm thinking about splatters on the walls. I'm thinking kids live there. Dogs have a spot where they rub against the walls ready to be fully washed, but that doesn't sound like you.
None of that's there.
No.
None of that's there.
So we would be able to start with a general cleaning. It may not get everything quite as exactly perfect as the deep cleaning, but if we're coming back over time, we can get at that stuff over time too. So with the general cleaning, it's
yes, this is good. So you're using the two cleanings against each other. The way I would do this is I would use the general cleaning to sell the initial clean harder, and then the second time, if she's still basically at that point, then she's basically going to say, you know what, that general clean sounds interesting. She basically will sell herself, where right now you actually have to sell her on the general clean. Does that make sense? So it's good that you're positioning them both, though. That's why the script is set this way, so you actually have the two positioning each other. But use the general clean as a way to position why you want to do the deep clean, and then have them sell you on the general clean. So either way, you get a sale. The point of this whole thing is that we want to turn this prospect into a customer, so we actually can deliver our service to them. Ideally, we want to give them the highest possible service, because we know we'll like that's how we actually set a good expectation with them. But we'd rather serve them in some capacity than no capacity at all.
The step above the maintenance cleaning, which means it's a whole home dry dusting. All the floors get mopped and vacuumed. It's a once over everything you can think of in the bathroom, a once over the outside of everything in your kitchen, inside of your microwave. And really the main difference is that it's a dry dust instead of a wet dust. But we still get those fans for you. We get all the dust off of them, because that's the only thing I can really think of that would be like if the dust is really thick on there that we might need to use a wet mop on. What we would do that for you. So let me look back at my calculator and see what the updated price would be. It's less. So that would be $4.99.
Okay, and so before I deliver that price, what I would do on that is like, okay, so before you agree to this, again, I'm gonna try to resell you on the deep clean again. Before you agree to this price, because she already said what her budget was. So it's like, this is almost like a shoe-in. So before you this, like, I know that the deep clean it sounded like about $100, $150 more than kind of what your initial thoughts were. But with that, you're going to get XYZ. You can pit the deep clean against the general clean. But at the end of the day, like if you want to do just the general clean, that's totally fine too. It's only $4.99. Tell me kind of what you're thinking. Right.
And it would add on, it would probably.
And just so you guys know, like when I'm talking right now and it seems really easy, yes, it's super easy when you don't have a live person in front of you. You're able to pause and play. So like Kellan's doing amazing. So give Kellan some love. For number one, it sounds like she's actually probably gonna close this person. I don't even know. We'll see what ends up happening. But the fact that she's on here and she's receiving the feedback, she's active in the chat, like I can tell that she's learning. Do you guys remember the definition of learning? Do you guys remember the definition of learning? This is my favorite thing. It's so simple that my daughter Lainey understands it. Same condition, different behavior. That is learning. Okay. So right now, Kellan's learning because when she gets into the same situation, she's going to do a different behavior, which means that she learned. Okay.
Probably take us another. Well, the add-ons of the refrigerator and the oven, we could do the refrigerator and the oven for $75 instead of $80.
Yeah, so in this situation, I would leave alone the add-ons until we get the first thing, right? Does that make sense now that you're hearing it? Like get the first sale and then we can start upselling. Like we're trying to upsell before we got the initial sale, which is the reason why I hate trying to sell reoccurring services before we even got the first service. Another reason.
And sorry, I'm flipping back and forth here. So adding those, and then let's say, just from where you're sitting right now, how many windows can you see just in the floor that you're on?
Yes, I think like we just want to eliminate all that stuff and like let's just get the commitment to the deep. Yep, you're good.
Are we including the sliding glass door? It's only a one-story.
No, the slider, all the doors are included. You don't have to. The slider doesn't come with the window.
So you don't do the sliding glass door?
No, we do.
So the beauty about this call, Kellan, is that like you're creating obstacles. Usually the customer creates obstacles in front of you that you're trying to navigate, and like you're creating all the obstacles. So you have a lot of control of that. And when customers start to present these obstacles in front of you, then it's your job to be able to like maneuver them, and you're trying to get to the close, right? So
yeah, that includes. It's just not a part of the. We don't have to charge you extra for that. It's a part of the cleaning.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You can see all that from your bed.
I guess it's just the one in the kitchen, and I got 2 in the living room.
Mhm.
And then I got 2 in my bedroom, and that's it.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
I don't have any front windows facing the street.
So we just add $35 for the windows.
Okay.
So now, for the general cleaning, oven, refrigerator, windows, it's $609. $609.
Okay. Can you take off the refrigerator? I can have my daughter and my grandson do the refrigerator.
Yep, but the oven you want to get done.
But Kellan, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
You were talking about the wet clean, where everything would be wiped off, because that's what's needed. It hasn't been done. And a
Mhm.
dry dusting, I can do a dry dusting. You know, I dust around here every day, but it needs to be clean. The
Mhm.
walls need to be clean. You know,
Now she's selling you. Now she's selling you on deep clean.
Let
so that's
me.
what I'm looking for.
Okay. So I think that we could.
But it is. That's what I'm looking for. Did you hear that? That's what I'm looking for. So this is a great call, Kellan. Thank you for doing this, and everyone else who's listening. Like, thank Kellan for this, because you guys will learn so much if you guys understand this concept. Because we, as as humans, we only see the world through our own experience. So again, like, this is a lot about us, more about the client. If we're able to be good listeners, and we just understand that this is like, don't try to sell through our own wallets, especially if you have bad money habits, which 90% of people do, just because our parents' generation didn't know about money, right? Our generation knows more about money. We can teach our kids different. Our kids will not have the same problem that we do. If it is, you're bad. My kids do not have the same problems I had growing up. My kids love money, understand money, they know how to use money. We talk about money, okay? Separate conversation. However, just know that our generation right here, we did not learn those things. We were not taught about money. We were not, like, money was not to be embraced. Different culture, different environment. Our parents were not bad people. It is what it is, okay? So the value, what our current customer wants, what our ideal customer wants, is they want it to be done the right way. They want it to be done, and they want to do as little as possible. Okay. They value the job being done more than the cost. Okay. The cost is in the time, not in the amount of money. Okay. And they could find someone cheaper, but then they have to do it 2 or 3 times to get the result they're looking for. Like, they don't want that. They just want to be done right the first time. That's what our perfect avatar wants. Okay.
Still get it to your level of clean with the general cleaning. What the difference really to me is that with the initial clean, the deep clean, we're expecting to go around everything with a wet microfiber towel with cleaning solution, and then go back over it with a dry microfiber towel. And with the general cleaning, we are spot cleaning with a wet microfiber anything that needs to get gone, and then going back over that with a dry. So
Oh, no, we don't have no spots. I don't have any spots and things on my wall.
Okay, but you feel like things need to be gone over completely with a wet.
Yeah, if I could do it, I would take a towel, or and just wash my walls, just wipe them down. You do it every year, and I haven't been able to do it for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, right? Some good question we could ask in the beginning. That's fine. She brought it up again. But as you look at somebody who's tougher to get, just understand that it's because you weren't asking the questions, Kellan, that were able to you to get that information. So
So it's just bothering me. In fact, in some parts it looks like they're turning colors up here in the corner because I haven't been able to get up there and do them.
Sure. Okay. Well then, yeah.
I just said your own was a 3.
You're probably right that the initial cleaning that's what's going to do it. That's what, and it's going to take that time for just to get over every surface with a wet and then a dry, and make sure it's done really well.
Yeah, so what's that quote? Is that still $6.99?
That's still $6.99. Yeah.
Okay, so after everything to go over and everything's gonna be clean, Kellan, right?
Everything's gonna be clean, and so with the
boom, that's where you offer a guarantee. So like, that's where you got to be a good listener. It's like, and here's our guarantee. That's how you cement that little bit of that opening she gave to you right there. Here's our guarantee.
This service, it is guaranteed. If you
there
come back home,
job.
we'll leave you a checklist of everything that we did. If you get back home and you say, you know what, this actually, they missed right here, or this wasn't up to my standards, I would have loved more time spent in this area, you call us back and we come and correct it within 24 hours.
Okay, so when can we schedule this?
We could schedule it.
Boom.
We have availability.
Cool. All right, guys, that was amazing. First off, give Kellan some love. That's awesome, right? How cool is that? Was that awesome? That was fun. I had no idea. Kellan sent me 3 calls. I kind of sorted through them. I think 1% couldn't quite understand, so I didn't pick that one. And then I think it was a guy or a girl. So I don't know. It shows that one. I think that was a great call, though. Kellan, give me your feedback of getting feedback. What were some of the, maybe one takeaway or a couple takeaways that you will learn going into your next call?
So just generally not needing to give so much information. So cutting down on like the reflection and like trying to connect with people, and really just sticking to the script and trying to keep it as succinct and simplified as possible. And at every point where I'm giving an option or I'm needing them to buy in, to just ask that question. Does that make sense? How does that sound to you? And leaving it there instead of just stopping. Coming through with curiosity at each moment where like I need them to sit with the pain, or I need them to they have an objection, like, well, what made you think that could be that you're, from everything you told me, that, well, maybe I wouldn't say from everything you've told me, but that it would be this price. Tell me more about that. Keeping the questions more open-ended, and not kind of like getting stuck in my own narrative around what's going on. It's so
yes,
yeah, that's it.
That right there.
It's so true. It's so true. These assumptions, it's like listening to this call, and I've listened to a couple, just wanting to follow up with leads today, listening to my calls and realizing how much I was like jumping ahead in like if I wasn't using the script, or even if I was sort of in the assumptions that I had around why someone was coming to us in the first place. Distilling that here and like kind of breaking it down has been so helpful.
It's awesome. That was really good. So hopefully you guys caught that. Like, assumptions, so powerful, so important, that like when you come from curiosity, you have less assumptions. Again, don't think about it as like I assume or don't assume. I am curious, I'm not curious. It's always, how curious am I? How much am I assuming? So they're on levels. Kind of like how we ask the question of, is your home clean or dirty? We don't ask the question. It's like, I'm on a scale of 1 to 10. How clean is your home? How dirty is your home? Like, everything that we do is on a scale. So if you're like, I'm at probably like a 9 out of a 5 out of 10 curious on most of my phone calls, like rate yourself. Like, how do I get a 6 out of 10 on this next call? On this last call, I was probably like an 8 out of 10 on assuming. I just assumed a lot of things. So how do I move from an 8 down to a 6 or a 5? Right? Like, don't try to jump from 8 to 0. Like, just make progress. Learn. Same condition, different behavior. Okay. Another fun one for you guys. Do you guys know the definition of intelligence? So if we have the definition of learning. I want you guys to type this in the chat. All of you guys will learn this by doing this. So actually last time nobody typed in the answer. So now you show that you learned. What is the definition of learning? Type it in the chat. I will say it again. You guys didn't sink in, but it'll sink in once you guys type in the chat. Same condition, same situation, different behavior, different actions, right? Do you guys know the definition of intelligence? Thank you guys for participating. You guys will get a lot from that. Okay. Thank you guys. Definition of intelligence: the speed at which you learn. So yes, it might take you a year to finally be on a sales call and say different words. You learned a year later. If you're intelligent, on your next phone call, you do it. Then you get the feedback from that phone call, and you learn again. And you keep learning, which means that under the same condition, you have different behaviors, and that's how you learn. That's how you become intelligent, is you do things faster. Okay, so hopefully that helps you guys. Kellan, any other questions you got? Because you are the star of the show today. You are amazing. Do you have any other questions that you need addressed before you go on and take your next sales call?
No, I don't think so. I mean, every call, I'm just excited to re-practice and try to get better at this process. And truly, 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 from last week's sales call review, the emphasis on you have to just work through the script has given me so much confidence and ease in taking calls. And so then the challenge for me becomes creating hours to take calls where I am at a desk, I'm in a room that's quiet, I'm not dealing with my kids, I'm not at a noisy place working.
Pesky kids
and
always in the
so
way.
that actually is probably more challenging than following the script or taking the call in the first place. So yeah, I just appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, Logan.
Thank you. Again, give Kellan some love. And if you guys did get value from this, will you guys actually drop something in the Facebook group? Because we have a lot of people that are new to the Facebook group, and we had about 20-some people on here, which is a decent showing for not putting a lot of effort into it. But the bigger that these are, the more fun they are, and the more that we'll continue to do them. So if you guys did get value, drop in the Facebook group, let people know that this is free. This is just something that we do. And again, when Kellan will get the most out of this because she's the one who's getting the feedback, but you guys will also get a lot out of this. You guys can be smart by seeing the advice that Kellan got for me, and then you being able to apply that in your next sales calls. And again, the bigger this goes, the more that we'll continue to do it. So if this continues to go, like right now, this is our second of 6 weeks that we're doing this. And so we have 4 more weeks for you guys to prove that if this is valuable or not. Right. So if people consistently show up and it continues to grow, we'll continue to do it. If people don't show up, it just means that through your actions that it's not valuable to you. So I have no idea. Like, I'm good either way. I have fun. But if we don't do this, then I'm sure I'll find something else to do on a Friday afternoon. So if you guys get value from it, post in the Facebook group. Again, give Kellan some love. I appreciate all you guys for showing up and for being participants, for being active in the chat. And if you guys do want call reviews, next time I put a little post in the Facebook group about who wants call reviews, go ahead and push your name underneath there. The only asterisk is you must use a script, follow the script. If you're not using the script right now, start using it. Like what Kellan said, that was one of her takeaways, is like actually following the script. It's less variables, right? The less variables you have to think about, the more you can just say, okay, this is the box I'm going to be in. It allows you to have more attention to be able to focus on serving the person on the other end of the phone. Happy Friday, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I appreciate all you guys. Let's go.